Alright, well, play this Misty. Let's see what they play. Alright. And they're playing Dredge, probably. Which means we'll pretty much lose game one. Vesper Lark. Okay. We need Dolphy to win this matchup. We might win, but Faerie Mastermind does help. Nope. So he's playing like Persist. Alright. Well, luckily we can just discard a land, but we're screwed. We don't have a way to deal with this with a Persist coming down. So if he has it, then we're just screwed. However, once we get a Faerie Mastermind down, we'll be able to Sprite. So. And this is where we really, really, really need a solid Faerie 1-drop to be able to play something and then Spellstar Sprite on turn 2. So, okay. I mean, Faithful Mending. Okay. Yeah, he's full out Persist here. Let's see if Faerie Mastermind sticks around long enough to be able to counter something. May just get pushed, just straight up. Okay. We're gonna Misty. We'll pass turn. So basically our only hope is Spellstar's right, a Persist here. With him having no kind of permission or anything else. Which is a really crappy line. But it does get around like Spell Pierce. You know. That's one thing about Spellstar's right that's great, is it gets around Force Negation and Spell Pierce. Okay. We let it happen. So there are times that they keep a hand that Faithful Mending is actually really, really important to the build. That you, if you can like Spell Snare a Faithful Mending, and then Snap Spell Snare Faithful Mending again on the next turn, it actually really, really hurts them really bad. And so we're going to go ahead and I'm going to try to find something here. Because I don't want to necessarily... come on, give me a counterspell. That's almost good enough. We have to let it go. So we have to... Okay. We have to threaten counterspell, but... Okay. Play this untapped. Subtlety here would be really nice, so we're dead to persist. Fatal Push here is bad, so it does nothing. Man, he's really searching for that. Almost tempted to sprite it, but so right now, if he persists, we bounce the Archon. That's the way we're gonna have to deal with this. Tainted Indulgence for... He's just drawing 2 cards at this point. Snap opt, try to find our way out of this, because he's either waiting for us to like overextend so when he Archons he can get like maximum value. I don't think that's really what he's doing. I think he just either doesn't have it in his hand, or... And then obviously this goes in our hand. We really like that card right now. So any kind of interaction would have been definitely good. Okay. Double Sprite, which means I can double Sprite and get a Persist. Subtlety. Subtlety doesn't do much in the matchup because he's not hard casting creatures, but when he does start hard casting stuff, like eventually he'll just get enough mana to hard cast Archons. At that point, Subtlety becomes really, really impactful, but until that point, which you don't want the game to ever get to that point. So we just let this happen, I think. So especially being at the end of our turn. Okay. Gonna play a Sprite at the end. It takes a turn off of, and it gets my fairy count up to be able to counter a Persist. I could borrow her, but I don't want to. I don't want to overextend myself if I borrow her and then he does something crazy. And it doesn't... I can borrow her next turn and have lethal, so it doesn't really speed up my clock to borrow her now. Alright, well, we're going to Thoughtseize here. We're going to see what he has going on. So we'll take the persist away if he has it. Spell Pierce. What's this? Target player mills card equals its sacrifice. What the heck is going on? So I have. So I guess I'll take Pierce. But I don't. Is he trying to mill us? Or what? I guess we take the Pierce. Sure. He just has nothing. Huh. So we'll go with that. Yeah. Draw 2 cards, discard 2 cards. And then... Okay, he still has Spell Pierce and then 2 unknowns. Sure. I mean, we don't care. It's not. He has no creature, so Faithful Mending also has that. He gained 2 life, so that's also the annoying thing about that. I think we just go ahead and 6 and we'll hold off till next turn. There's no reason to. If he's gaining life, and I could Subtlety here. Just there's no reason to push it. We know he's down. So and it might be even a thing where we just throw the drown out there, don't even pay the costs, just letting him pierce it, and then we can deal with it accordingly. Because really, taking a hit from an Archon isn't going to hurt us too bad. Like, we sack the Sprite, and then we discard a Fatal Push. Like, a card we don't care about at all. So we pretty much know this is a Pierce, and we pretty much know that he can't do anything about this. So he's lost here. So and we'll just throw the Subtlety out there. He can probably like Faithful Mending again, but we're just going to throw out the Subtlety here. For value, yep. Okay, cool. I'm playing the long game here. They can go off and then go off quickly. But just not there. Spell Snare is great. Force Negation is great. Change the Equation is so-so. Vortex is fine. We bring Edicts. Engineer Explosives is not good. V-Click is like subpar. It's okay. Sprite is good if you get ahead. And like I said, Subtlety is good in certain situations. Not all situations, so I think this is best case scenario. They're super probably should have took out a Drown or two because I brought in the Dolthies, but we might get there anyway if we draw correctly. Could have took out 2 Drowns. Took us down to 60 cards too. We're good with this. We're happy. So the Vortex is good to keep them off early stuff. We got plenty of bounce, plenty of interaction. We can opt on turn 3. So unless we get Snare. If we get Snare, then we will not tar pit. Okay, cool. Well, we can tar pit them. Maybe I should have Delta than that. Oh well. We'll just opt on 3. If he somehow, if he turn 2s, then it feels bad. So getting that other land makes it to where it shouldn't. Okay, cool. He didn't get it, so he didn't get it in his graveyard. So we're okay with that. All right, he's gonna check out our hand. He's probably gonna take out Mastermind or the Borrower. But taking the Vortex is actually okay here for him. Yeah, he takes the Borrower. That's value. So Drown is super powerful right now. So I think we'll take a Stunk of Ruins and then we'll Mastermind at the end. We obviously... Oh, he kept 1 lander, didn't he? Well, that sucks. See, and this is the other thing with his deck is he tries to be greedy because he's trying to cheat. So if the rest of his hand looks like really, really good, he'll keep these bad hands. He ended up drawing it, but I don't know if he's not going to be able to draw out of it. Anytime he Tainted Indulgences now, I'm just going to draw off of it. So because of Faerie Mastermind. Okay, here's this. Go ahead and play the Delta. So Reach Sanitarium is not that good here because he wants things in his graveyard, so we don't want him putting the things he wants to here. This is the bad thing is I'm not completely sold on Reach Sanitarium either. I'm playing it, I'm testing it, but I haven't found too many places that I like it over Riptide Laboratory. That would be my other choice, or even over a colored source. I'm not impressed with it enough. I think but at the same time, I don't know if with our wizard count being kind of low, I'm not sure if Riptide is where we need to be on that front either. So again, yep. So this just keeps us in the game very heavily. So now I'm gonna be able to opt. This is huge for us to be able to opt and then to Faerie Mastermind again on top of all this. Like pretty big power swing here. We'll opt here. Dolphy's great. Put on top. Yep. And then we'll Faerie Mastermind. Like Faerie Mastermind like that, they cantrip. You just grab another threat. So we doubled our power on the board, and then we grabbed another threat that we like. Pretty good. Pretty good. So we're gonna grab this. We're gonna play that. And he might just concede here. This is actually this is bad for him. He may just concede off this. Alright. So he needs other mana so he can probably protect. His Persist. And we obviously have interaction here. And he can't force a negation it at all, so. But looked pretty bad for him. Swing for 7. He'll go to 6 or 5. Yeah, it's over. So, see, and what other land could this be? Because I don't want to play this here. Like, I'm just finding the Reach Sanitarium not being up to snuff. It does interact. Obviously, it has some great interactions with it. But some of the interactions that I've been able to get to, like I've just wanted another card in general. I need to really rethink that. I've played 20 to 30 games with Reach Sanitarium, and it just isn't. It's not doing enough for me, to where at least with like Riptide Laboratory, I'm seeing more kind of impactful plays. So, and there has been a few times where Reach Sanitarium has been cool because I knew what was in their hand, and they just discarded it away or I manipulated the top of their deck a little bit. Like they scryed, and then I was able to have them. They had no cards in hand, so I was able for them to draw that card and immediately discard it. Why I drew off of Faerie Mastermind, but I don't know how. That doesn't come up often enough. It's only come up like once in like 30 or 40 games playing the card. So and you see it decent amount of time. So I think that needs to change, and I'm not sure what I want for that. If I want to go back to Riptide, but I don't know if there's another. I don't know if there's another choice other than Riptide, because if we look, go back to my. How many wizards are we playing? 1, 2, 5, 8. 8 wizards to bounce. So I don't know. Gonna have to look at that. See what's going on there.